Previously on Quoth the Raven. Ah! Ugh. Oh my god, are you okay?
No, but can you do a thief class only run in Dark Souls 1 next?
I mean, yeah, for sure, but you could have just let me know in the comments below my videos. You didn't need to do all this.
Seriously? That would have been great to know about a minute ago. Ugh.
Presently on Quoth the Raven. Thief class only. In this video, as recommended by Charlie Bit Me, we will be attempting to beat Dark Souls 1 with only the Thief class. That means no other weapons, no other rings, just the best worst starting class in a dream. We're going to take this bandit's knife, small shield, master key, and my can-do attitude and shove it right up Gwyn's ass. The rules are as follows. I may only use weapons and armor given to me from the start of the game. I may not use glitches to dupe items or go out of bounds, though I may not use other weapons. Grabbing enchantment items is okay. And finally, I must beat Dark Souls 1 to consider it a success. It's time to find out once and for all. Can you beat Dark Souls 1 only using the Thief class? The beginning stages of this run start off pretty normal. I use the Master Key and run through New Londo collecting upgrade materials. A few souls here and there, and a Black Knight Swan Dive, 10 out of 10. And we have enough to go get our knife upgraded to +5. Before the Taurus Demon becomes our first test subject, I go ahead and grab myself some gold pine resin. Don't come after me. The rules clearly stated I couldn't use any ring, weapon, or armor that I picked up. Remember? Resin doesn't fall under any of those categories. Taurus gets the usual head scratchies, and unfortunately for him, he bleeds. And as we will learn on this run, as long as it bleeds, we can kill it. Since we're here, we might as well go visit our friends on the roof, right? We run through the Hollow's living room with no close calls to speak of, and get ready to shock the hell out of these poor gargoyles. The pine resin does massive damage to these guys, and the health bars drop quickly. What a waste. Round 2 it is. I'm not a fan of wasting 2 resins on one boss, but since it's a 2v1, I figure it evens out. Hello, Oswald. A pleasure as always. The Spider Queen allows us to see just how much damage we can do right now on our own. She is resistant to basically everything and just gives off that I don't give a fuck aura. Time to do our worst. Okay, the damage isn't great. Some would even say terrible. But we have practice on her, and plenty of it. So as long as we wait for the right timings and don't risk getting one shot, we can usually hit her enough times to get about 150 to 170 damage per lava spew. And after 10 minutes, she finally falls. What do you want from me? I'm doing 19 damage a hit and she doesn't bleed. Ceaseless, however, does not care how much damage I do. He throws himself off the ledge and there's nothing you can say to stop him. Look at all these souls. Next up is Stray Demon. I was locked in after that Quelaag fight, so I figured why not take on another boss that has a large health pool for this point in the game. A big difference in this fight, however, is the fact that Stray Demon bleeds. And if it bleeds, we can kill it. I decide against lower undead skip this time and decide it's more convenient to have the enemies take themselves out. The quick attacks of the one-handed knife allow me to take the dogs out quickly to get Capra alone. And oh, what is that? Say it with me. If it bleeds, we can kill it. However, the thief around the corner had other ideas. I took out the butcher and his dogs so that I could grab the large ember in peace, and it was on to see everyone's favorite boss from Elden Ring Night Rain. Dumbo bashes his head off the wall enough times to where I can confidently say that the NFL wouldn't have even cleared him to play, but that didn't make me treat him any less than I normally would. The damage sucks. That's beginning to become a theme around here. But this is one of the easiest bosses in the whole series, so we all know how this ends. Sen's Fortress gives us the ability to collect some upgrade materials for the knife, and as I'm sure many of you can guess, the damage numbers for Iron Golem are predicted to be pretty grim. We're able to get to a nice +7, and we can head up to see the clumsy bastard waiting for us. I was saving this resin for you, my friend. We don't do great poise damage, so I wasn't able to knock him off, which also meant that my gold pine resin ran out and was wasted. But as long as you stay in his ankles and watch out for his stomp attack, it doesn't really matter if you only do 20 damage a hit. Thank God for this wall. Ankle biters rejoice. Great view ahead. The Painting Guardians have to remind me that they're annoying, but don't worry, on round 2 I was able to bamboozle them. The Silver Knight really hated this wall, and showed me just how much he did. I had to then destroy him out of embarrassment, and it was off to face Man Tits and Lion Face. Take that, Ornstein. Yeah, the damage once again. The big problem is now there's 2 of them. I have to try and force more openings, and well, that gets me in a lot of trouble as you can imagine. Now I know what you're thinking. We're gonna be here for a while. My response to that is, actually no. It only took 4 tries. How could you not believe in me? I thought you clicked on this video to see me succeed, not die. Yes, 4 tries later, and Lion Face passes out due to exhaustion, leaving Man Tits to become Electric Man Tits. To be honest, this guy loses to a pillar. Get one in between you and him and he loses all thought process in his brain. Soon enough he fades away and now it's time to get to that sweet +10. That fight took 25 minutes, by the way. The next area I decided to go to is based off of how I wanted to mold this run. I felt the best way to go about beating this game with so little damage was to maximize it at the risk of failing the challenge. Our goal was to head straight to Seath, to grab ourselves the Crystal Ember and turn our dagger into the Crystal Dagger. Before we headed off to Seath, I transformed our dagger, but I only upgraded it 1 time. The way that Crystal works in this game is that durability cannot be repaired by traditional means. A blacksmith cannot put Humpty Dumpty back together again, and repair powder is as useless as nipples on a man. The only way to repair durability is to upgrade. So we can no longer upgrade our weapon based off of wanting to do more damage, but instead we have to save upgrades for when we need to repair our weapon. Fun! Seath is, well, hard isn't the word I would use. Just bait out one of his 4 attacks and give him paper cuts when he lets you, and soon enough, the fight will be over. Because of damage limitations, I decided that the Bed of Chaos and Friends was the best move to make. Yes, there's multiple bosses, but they don't have a ton of health overall, so I can probably save myself on some upgrades here. On top of that, I already had an idea of who I wanted to fight last. Fire Sage went a lot like his brothers. If it bleeds, we can... Okay, whatever, let's not talk about it. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Woo. I had to commit to my first upgrade in the middle of the Centipede fight, as the weapon was at risk and my damage numbers were lowered. But with my fresh upgrade, the poor bug never stood a chance. If it bleeds... you know what? You guys say it this time. I'm tired of being the one to say it. Now for the Bed of Chaos. Yeah, you didn't think I'd cheese her, huh? Thought because I couldn't use a bow, I wouldn't be able to just aim with my head? Don't you feel foolish now? Well, shit. The old-fashioned way isn't that bad, right? Holy shit, I'm gonna do this first try. I hate it here. I stopped by to say hi to Sif real quick. She got so excited she got the jumpies. Okay, stop it. We also stopped by Moonlight Butterfly to tell her she's a bitch. Nobody likes you. I felt like this was the best time to take care of the rest of the optional bosses. Priscilla was up first, and boy howdy was she annoying. I couldn't break her out of invisibility, so all I could do was play this little piggy with her and hope she didn't bleed me to death. Gwendolyn was up next, but he just tried to compete with Ceaseless for the worst defense of the game award. I felt the next best boss to fight was Nito, so I dropped in to say hi to his bodyguard. With the low damage numbers I've been pumping out, I thought for sure we would actually have a challenge for once on Pinwheel. I was wrong, he was still a pushover. I almost died, we won't talk about it. Nito, on the other hand, was a problem. The skeletons in this fight were the real boss. They caused me a lot of issues trying to dip and dodge out of combat. Eventually I learned just to play hit and run, and Nito would kill the skeletons for me a lot of the time. After more attempts than I care to admit, Bonesy comes crumbling down, and there's only one boss standing between me and my destiny. From the very start of the run, I knew Four Kings was going to be a problem, and that I needed to save it for the end of the run. The first thing I did was take a stroll through Annoying Ghost Valley to grab the key to the seal. After flooding Drake Valley, I decided to farm some Titanite chunks by killing the Dark Race to upgrade further, and I set off to have my battle with DPS and depth perception. The key to this fight was to avoid the magic attacks and kill the kings as fast as possible. If we let them pile up, we were going to have issues. My first fight did not go well, as right after killing the first king, the second one that had spawned during the fight caught me mid-heal and sent me back to Firelink. My second attempt was much better. I fell behind early in the fight because the second king did 2 magic attacks and a grab attack all in a row. I ended up with 4 kings on the battlefield at the same time, and well, they got impatient right when I was about to beat the fight. That's good news though. I know I can beat them if I just stay close to them, right? Well, normally yes. In this run, no. See, that fight took 8 of my 20 durability out of my weapon, and once he gets to 6 left, the damage drops off significantly. I'm going to have to upgrade one more time just to beat this boss. This has consequences. By upgrading one more time, I will have to forfeit my ability to do the DLC. I just flat out won't have enough durability to get through the massive health bars that the DLC brings to the table. So instead, I did the smart thing. I farmed up more chunks to get my weapon to full upgrade, and set off to beat the last 2 bosses in this run. I'm sorry DLC lovers, this hurt me as much as it hurts you. With my weapon doing 171 a hit, I never had a moment where I had more than 1 king in the fight at a time. Suddenly, what should have been the most challenging fight in the entire run turned into a quick kill, and I was off to fight the one boss that this class was truly made for. Hello my lord, it's time for your dose of parries. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. I am the Thief Lord. Is it possible to beat Dark Souls 1 in its entirety only using the Thief class? Absolutely. Some untimely deaths and some mistimed upgrades cost me my ability to do the DLC in this run. If I had to do it over again, there's a couple things that I would change so that I could have the durability to get through the entire game and DLC. But with the way I ran it, with the amount of times I died, it's just not possible. If you stayed to the end, thank you all for watching. If you haven't done so, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as I have a lot more runs planned. But as for this video, that's gonna do it. Have a great night, everyone. Peace, peace.